Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Kelly, and this is my first video. I'm giving it a shot because I've seen some other videos, and I've enjoyed watching everyone crack, especially the Heritage. And I do appreciate the fact that there are different varieties. You've got the guys that are looking at the profit. You've got the guys that get excited about the big hits. And one of the things I think, as an old guy who's been doing this since 1980, I think maybe, hopefully, some of you will enjoy just opening some cards for the sake of opening some cards. I played with the hobby quite a bit. The hobby boxes probably more than necessary. I'm still 36 cards short of the first series set. Of course, all short prints, and the distributions have been interesting. But I've had some fun with it. I got the Caglione Blue Sparkle. That was a fun hit. I got this out of a mega box. The Judge. That's always fun. You gotta like the McCutcheon. I hope he has a good year this year with the Rangers. Hopefully he's got a little more juice left. Always enjoyed him with the Pirates. And, I've found a few of the variations Joe look for. You got like Carson Williams here with the variation, the ball versus the banner. And so I'm going to do a little practice. This is my first video, and we're going to bust a few boxes and see what we get. And I'm trying the hanger boxes simply because I'm still looking for 36 cards, and I'm going to hit a couple of the hanger packs, see what happens. Share that with you. Hopefully we'll have some success. As you can see, I got really stupid lucky on the first box of hobby that I opened. With my wife picked it out. We got it at our local store in Wichita, Kansas, and we pulled that Skeens Auto numbered to 25. Have no idea what to do with it. I think Skeens is great long term. I think he's fantastic, but he's a pitcher, and hobby, how those things can turn. You can take an autograph that's $1,000 right now, and he wins a Cy Young, or has a Kershaw or a Dave Stewart or a Pedro Martinez like run. That thing's a center point of anybody's collection. And you know what? If suddenly he loses a little zip on the fastball, or loses a little pinpoint control, it could be something different. But I'm rooting for him, so I'm probably just going to hang on to it. Be truthful with you, because this isn't about buying and selling. This is about enjoying. And I'm going to bust some of these mega boxes about once a week. As you can see in the background, I've got some other Heritage that, on a rainy day, I think I want to pop those, because I'm at an age now where I've kind of gotten back into it, and I like to play. And I'm hoping that you will enjoy this opportunity too. And we'll see what happens. Maybe a handful or a small community, we can get back into it, just for the idea of, the old time set builder, the old time chase. I think there's quite a few people out there that are still into that. And while the hobby has changed a little bit, I mean, $200 or $189 for a hobby Heritage, I think that indicates the hobby is strong. I also think that's a heck of a price point. And so while I played a lot with the hobby early on, was fortunate to get in early when it was still $145 a box, but $50 at Barnes & Noble, and walk out with half a case later, and we'll see what we do. But let's open a few cards and see what we come up with. I really dig the fact that this is the 1977 design. Obviously, I picked these up at a Target in Wichita. I don't know. It's one of those things where, you're shopping with the wife and you're just running around, and then suddenly you're like, you know what? I got to have some cards. And so they've been sitting here for a little bit. But maybe some of the short prints will pop, and I might get this set built. I do like the 77 design. I was 9 years old. Really wasn't quite into it. Obviously, George Brett was popular. But growing up as a Royals fan. But the thing is, I started in 1980. That was the first time where I took paper out money, and I bought all the cards I could get from Zi's Market, and had no idea that Rickey Henderson would be a thing, but I was excited to do it. So let's see what we got here. We got, Anthony Sigler, another Robert. It took me a while to get a Robert, and now I've got about 4 of them. Here's Riley Green, record breaker. As you can see, one of the things that I think that separates the Heritage and makes them more difficult for some collectors is that because of the old stock, there's some damage. A lot of for those that like to grade the cards, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be harder to find them. You know, Springer around, Granillo, Vientos, and you know what? I'm an old man, and if I mispronounce somebody, I certainly don't mean to offend anybody. Also, never shot a video like this before, so I'm about to choke. But we're going to see some cool things. We got Abbott, asshole. You got Max. Good start. Got rocked the other night, but looks like he's going to be solid for the Yankees again this year. Stays healthy. That'll be great. Nolan has done some things for the Angels already. Although, what about that Trout series? My God. But here's the first interesting thing, because this is the first one of these hanger packs I bought. I got this Dane Myers card. Look at that. Got the, it's number 75. It's got that orange yellow. It's not numbered. Come with the retail. I got the Aqua Sparkle. Angel Martinez. Very cool for the Guardians. Also unnumbered. Curtis Mead. Soto. Young guy. Lots of numbers already. Woods picking up. Super excited about that. TJ Friedl. And then, of course, you got a Jonah Tong rookie. And although they're not short printed, and I picked up quite a few, the upside for him is huge. So now we're going to play with the second pack, and I'm not going to try to open this in front of the camera, although I see a lot of guys do that. It makes sense. I do love the sound of busting open some cards. Well, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get in pack number 2. Rodriguez, Denzel Clark, Dylan Dingler, also making some noise for the Tigers. And, of course, they're in the same division as the Royals. Got to pay a little attention. Bubba Chandler, I think there might be an upside for Bubba here, so this is one that probably will want to hang on to. Of course, Cal Raleigh, who knew, catcher, going to bang 60 home runs, and he's been doing it for a few years. I think he's going to be solid for a while. Kenley Jansen, Edwin Diaz, Young, Jose Ramirez, solid career so far. Sprout rookie, Marcelo Mayer, Lopez, and again, I'm a Royals guy, so that's what I'm going to hang on to. Dylan Beavers in the retail yellow version. And here's a nice hit because, well, I love left-handed pitchers, and Skubal is as good as it gets. That's a good-looking card. Baez, there's McCutchen, not the image variation. Speaking of image variations, I think I popped that up. Yeah, I showed you that one earlier. Pulled that one out of a random pack. Pretty excited about that. I hope he has... Like I said, I hope he has a good year at the Rangers. Dollander and Matt Strand. So that's the hanger packs. Now I'm going to do one of these hanger boxes. As you can see, they're $14.99 retail. Obviously, when you can't get your hands on Hobby because you don't have a shop, or Topps Direct is out, Fanatics is out. And I still don't understand the mechanisms of all of that, because you know what? I kind of got away from being part of the hobby for a while, and life just gets in the way. But now that you reach an age where you have that time on your hand, and you want to get back into it, do the things that you enjoy, those things that bring you joy. Playing with my baseball cards is absolutely one of them. So let's go. Let's see what we get in the first hanger box. I'll put one in the background. I'm sure all of you have seen it. Like I said, $14.99 at Target. There's Brooks Lee, another Springer, Clemens, young Clemens. Took me a while to get the Joey card. Actually, in the Topps Series 1 base, I don't remember his number, but that is the only card I'm missing to finish my Topps 1 Series set. Had some fun with that. Didn't have a Skeens kind of autograph, but great time. Let's see. Oh, I like the leader cards, especially, you got the names, because, 20 years down the road, and I'll be darn near 80 by then. I may not care, but truthfully, those things hold up a little value, and they do well in the market because they're usually reasonably priced. But if somebody makes the haul or looks close or is a fan favorite, people want that. Volpe, Jahenski, Knoll, McMahon, Yamamoto. What an exciting World Series. Great start again. Woo, Harris, Kyle Isbell, Royals fan, 7-10. got to quit blowing leads to the Tigers. Adams, Marte, Hunter Brown, Trout, again, big series against the Yankees. And I hope he has one of those Ted Williams second the last year, I believe it was 58, where he just says, you know what, I'm Ted Williams. He says, you know what, I'm Mike Trout. I'm going to show you what I can do one more time before I call it a career. Bryant, Cabrera, Yasevich, injury. We'll see what happens. Still got a big upside. Lindor's heating up. C.J. Abrams, Cal Andujar, McLean rookie, another upside, another possibility. Coney, Ben Rice, obviously with the Yankees doing some things. There's always some interest in his cards. Either Abreu, Mesa Jr. Here's one of the reels, Manny Machado. There's a guy with some career numbers. He's got some numbers. Got to watch him down the road. I mean, think about it. What's the new Hall of Fame marker? I mean, think about starting pitchers. Anybody going to have over 200 victories anymore after Scherzer and Verlander actually pack it up? Brett Beatty refractor. Refractors are always fun. Mark Ventos, not sure what color we're going to call that sparkle, but the sparkle refractor is always cool. Carlos Narvaez, and then Victor Nobles in the purple. And yes, I'm going to sort these out later. I'm going to find out which short prints might be in that pile that will help me complete the set. I don't know. Eventually, you know, eBay is outstanding when you need to pick something up because you know, it's a wide open market. The short prints are, you know, they're being listed. It's just a matter of being able to get them, and just at some point in time, you just gotta pay for them. You know, if the one you're missing is going for $5, even though it's a middle of the road player that, you know, not going to stand out, there's something to be said about being able to look at that box and say Series 1 complete. And so here we're going into the second hanger box of the evening, and that might be the last one. Again, I'm just practice videoing here. Want to see how it goes, how it sounds. Probably going to pump this on the YouTube channel just because. I think you ought to know it, but I'm working on some other equipment stuff at Cowser. Emmett Sheehan, obviously in the mix with the Dodgers. Mason Wynn, Quan. There's a Judge, you know, standard Judge. But how can you have enough Aaron Judge cards? And then you've got Sal Stewart. And good start, rookie. There's some opportunity. Don't talk about him because we talk about Roman Anthony. Speaking of Roman Anthony, gotta love this image variation. I pulled that out of a retail box, about fell out of my chair. Cedric Mullins, Brady House. Got my hands in the way, obviously. This is a thick pack. Alcantara, Vaughn. Always excited. You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen a Witt. Haven't seen a Caglione. So, Andy Diaz. Maybe we'll get something in this pack. Mizorowski. Good start. Obviously got dynamite stuff. Doing great things for the Brewers. We'll see how the season progresses for him. But obviously tremendous upside. DeGrom. Mike Tautman. Martin. The only mustache. Well, not maybe the only mustache, but the Davis Schneider mustache. Think about that. Titus in the T206 set. Got to have the mustache. Gavin Lux, Louis Angel Acuna. Got his autograph last year in last year's Heritage 76 design. People bag on it. I loved it. I love the 75. Quite honestly, the 73, 74. What can I say? I just enjoy cracking Heritage. Dominguez, Martinez. Little Pete Alonso record breaker, again, putting up some numbers. Luis Gill. Pete Crow Armstrong. People bag on him a little bit. Don't understand why. He's outstanding. Got a handful of cards. Got all the requisite entertaining stuff here toward the back. Turing, Garcia. Drake Baldwin. Last year Rookie of the Year. Pulled an auto out of a hobby box. People complained that there weren't very many autos. I had a little better luck than maybe some others. I've got his, got Jackson Holiday, and obviously that Skeens, which just kind of threw me over the edge. Freddie Freeman, Hall of Fame numbers coming up someday, and very cool real Nolan Ryan. I actually saw Nolan Ryan pitch against Brett Saberhagen in 1991 in an afternoon game. It's hard to imagine that I've reached an age where not everybody can say that anymore. Churio, looking for some good health from him. Struggling. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Got another Nolan card. Kind of had a decent start. Don't know why we're upside down. Daryl Hernandez. And then Corbin Carroll. And Corbin Carroll does some very nice things. You know, a lot of fun. Obviously, no big autographs. I enjoy the relic cards, but you know the market is a little finicky, and sometimes some of them look better than others, and some of them hold up better than others. Didn't get any numbered, any of the numbered cards in any of this retail, but I'm going to pound through. I'll pound through and sort them later. See if we pick up any of the short prints. When I do bust one of these boxes on a Sunday evening, then we'll talk about whether we picked up any more short prints, whether we're any closer. Just an example. Here's one of the rookies, number 69 to 99. I do like the different colors. I do like the fact that there's quite a bit in Heritage. It may, market value may be hindered a little bit because of that. But at the end of the day, I think when you're popping something, you like to get something cool when you're doing your set building. I've always appreciated the funky variations in the Heritage, all the way back since 04. When I was busting 54s and 55s, the different things that you kind of forget over a period of time, and then you look back on them, you go, that was pretty cool. I didn't realize they had multiple variations of that Jim Thome card, but there's another guy with 600 Kongs. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you go out and find some Heritage to open. I hope that you have a great hit, and or you find that favorite player. Obviously, opened a little pile of cards. We didn't get any widths tonight, but I've had a handful, and maybe this just isn't the run for it. So until Sunday night, this is Kelly. I'm developing a YouTube channel. I'm going to be cracking a lot of Heritage, and when Series 2 tops and the Heritage update come out, probably going to get a little silly with some hobby there, and we'll just see what we find, and we'll talk about more hobby things. Until then, get cracking.